Hello, welcome to Tarot with Tanya. This is 7 cards for 7 days. We are beginning with Monday, October 2nd and ending on Sunday, October 8th. Thank you all for being here, and please take what resonates for you and leave the rest behind. Your intuitive self will know. So we start this week with the moon in Taurus. It's a fixed sign, very earthy. And then we end with the moon in Leo, which is a fire sign, but also fixed. Very creative, very passionate. And we also, of course, have the sun in Libra right now. And we still have Jupiter, Saturn, Neptune, Uranus, and Pluto retrograde. So big energies that appear to be going backwards in a way, really giving us an opportunity to go over old ground, to reflect on things, to see what changes we might want to make. There's also YODS this week, and YODS are not something that all astrologers talk about. They all know about them, but there's a sort of base, and then they come into a point, sort of like a long thin triangle, and wherever those 2 planets at the base are pointing to that 3rd planet, there's a lot of energy directed that way. So you can look it up this week if that's something that you're curious about. I do know that one of these yod points involves the Aries North Node. So if you have strong Aries in your chart, like it's your sun, your rising, your moon, maybe you have your North or South Node there, then it is going to be stronger for you. And the opposite of that, what's across the wheel, what we call the axis, is Libra. So that's a lot of relationship energy. So I've seen it described right now as being a time where we are trying to look at the past, the present, and the future all at the same time and make decisions, assessments for ourselves in a way that help us move forward in ways that feel more balanced for us, that feel healthier, that have more reciprocity between ourselves and others, and between ourselves and the energies in the universe. So that's that kind of stuff. I am using the Golden Dawn Tarot for this reading, and I'll say up front, we have 4 majors. So I feel like that fits with this retrograde energy, with these yods that are happening this week. It's a pretty strong time in the heavens. Sometimes we get a little bit more of an easy period, but there could be some interesting rides this week. So let's see what the cards say. Our first one for Monday is the King of Swords. He has lots of thoughts. He has lots of mental energy. He's very bright with that. He can speak quite well. He can think quite well. And then it just becomes a matter of, are you using that energy for the higher good, or getting sort of curt with it. And the yellow in the background here is the color of mental energy. And then we have that purple, to me, which it takes it up. I mean, I see it as connected to the 3rd eye. Some people connect it more to the crown, but high levels in the chakras. And so using that energy, using your words, using the power of your thoughts to do positive things with them. And you can see him holding the sword here. So that is that use of that energy, directing it in a positive manner. Tuesday, we start with the first major, and that is strength. Love that lion. You'll frequently see a lion, and here we have a sort of red one and a green one. And there's often a female figure too, as we have here, who is, I mean, she's connecting with the lion by touch. She's looking elsewhere. I mean, to me, she has that look of where sometimes I go in terms of trying to pull in information. I'm connected, but I'm also allowing other kinds of energies to come in, and that's how she strikes me. So that's a card of knowing your shadow, what's in your shadow, and what is in your shadow that makes you strong. Part of it is just knowing your shadow helps make you strong. So she's in touch with that, not taming it, not subduing it, but knowing it, working with it, not being afraid of it. So that's our Tuesday. By Wednesday, we get the devil. The devil makes some people nervous. To me, it has a very playful kind of energy. I think it's hilarious. There's a fire in his crotch here. And a little more troubling in some ways are the two figures below, but it's again is a common motif with the devil, that you'll see a couple. So that's our masculine and feminine energies. It also connects to the Lover's card because the devil is a 15, which reduces to a 6 in numerology, the number of the lovers. So there can be a way that relationships can entrap us if we, are not conscious of the energies, if we are not asking for clarity, if we're just following old scripts, falling into old patterns, things like that. We can be caught up in our own lust. That can be part of it. But, the positive part is having a sense of humor, laughing. We might feel bedeviled by something, and that's a great cue. Step back and have a laugh about it, because the sense of humor is very much part of this. And it's interesting too, because he does have a star, a pentagram rather, above his head, and it is positively oriented. The point is going up. So there can be that lifting from laughter and from humor. So that's my recommendation for your Wednesday, is to try to be playful, try to have a sense of humor, know if something is coming up. It might be testing you in that way, but the best thing to do is to try to see the funny aspect of it. And when we get to Thursday, we're moving into minors now. So we started with the Royal card, the King of Swords, had strength, and the Devil as majors, and now we come to our first minor, 7 of Cups, and it is subtitled Illusionary Success. So we could feel confused about something. We could wonder if it's going in the direction that we think is best for us at this time, maybe best for others. It can be a lot of dreams and not sure which dream we are really following. So it's interesting to me that there's that hand there, and the hand is like hanging over this empty cup. I feel like it's trying to make that choice, that it wants to funnel things down, and all the 7s are connected to the Chariot. And to me, they all sort of have that quality of like, well, what's best for me? How am I going to take that, put it into my momentum to move forward? So it is emotional. Unconscious perhaps, because it's water, the water element, the cups. When we get to our Friday, the end of our work week potentially, we have another minor, the only other one in this week's reading, and this is the 3 of Wands. I don't know why, but this one's been coming up a lot for me lately, reading for other people, reading for myself, and sometimes you'll see it with a person standing at a harbor waiting for a ship to come in. It's very creative because it's a 3 connected to the Empress. 3s are harmony, generally expressiveness, good vibes. And this one is too, so it can be very instinctual. Like, what does your instinct say? Go celebrate, do something creative, spark something. So again, that's our Friday energy. We come to the weekend and we have our last two majors for this week, our last two cards, of course, as well. So here is our Saturday card. And as you can see, it is death. Not death, of course, in the physical sense, in the bodily sense. That's only one meaning of death. Maybe a better way to think of death is transition. One thing ending, another thing beginning. One door closing, another one opening, or many more opening. So there's a sort of transition then here, as I mentioned, that is pretty significant because it is a major. And as I said, having the 4 majors this week it is an indication that it's strong and stable. And you can see this is a 13 in the majors, and that makes it a 4 as well. So there's even more emphasis on that strength and stability. Possibly in a larger cultural sense, I mean, someone could pass this week, but this rarely has that meaning. Though I'm more open to that generally when it's a bigger group, larger sort of general reading. Anyway, maybe something to close down on Saturday to start something new. When we get to Sunday, we get the world or the universe. This one calls it the universe. And it's the final card in the tarot deck of the majors. So it's the end of the journey, the culmination. So another big transitional card. Like with the death, it could be that you've learned something, you're still in the journey, but something needs to be released. Whereas here is closing out a major era for us. Could be like, a work project or a home project or an emotional phase that you've been going through. There's just some way that when we get to our Sunday next week, October 8th, that there is something that has reached its peak. It is completely full, and we are ready to cycle back around to that 0, the Fool, and begin a new aspect of the journey. So I hope that helps. I always do. And we will continue here with an oracle card. And this is from the Winged Enchantment, one of my favorite oracle decks given by a dear, dear friend. And this is the crane that we pulled for this week, which is also a 6, which is the number of the devil, as I mentioned. The devil and lovers. I am crane, the moment of true awareness. I am lasting peace. I am still water. I am unparalleled focus. I can stand alone longer than anyone, waiting for destiny to unfold at my feet. I never miss a ripple in the water, nor do I dwell on those that have already passed. Yeah, so maybe, Wednesday when that devil comes up, it's just some kind of ripple in the water too, passing us by. Same with the death card. You must also learn to allow your future to find you in the perfect moment. Be at peace now. Be silent. Your mind is too busy, your focus too shifty, your spirit like a restless dream. Gather your visions and retreat, giving them time to restore. Allow the chaos around you to be what it needs to be without pulling you into its vortex. That makes me think also of like a whirlpool in the Mississippi. I grew up close to the Mississippi and those always scared me. So don't want to go into the vortex, just want to stay calm, be still within the self. I implore you to be still. Find your highest mountain, climb your tallest plateau, wait for the ripple to come to you, then make your move. So you are active awareness, you are present in the moment, you are mindful, you are crane. So, beloveds, again, thank you so much for being here. I wish you all a beautiful week. If you're so inclined, please like, share, subscribe. And if you're interested in a personal reading to get some help for yourself, you'll find the information below in the description box. I'll see you next week.